Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Wish you a blessed Happy New Year. Welcome to our MISAT Bulletin, and now we shall start with our headlines. Iran State TV reports 12 killed in protests and attacks on security. North Korea's leader says U.S. should know North Korean nuclear force a reality. And moving on to our details, starting with Tehran. At least 12 people have been killed in the ongoing protests in Iran, and armed protesters have tried to take over police stations and military bases. State TV reported on Monday that the protests began on Thursday in Mashhad over economic issues and have since expanded to several cities, adding that hundreds of people have been arrested. The State TV also said 10 were killed during clashes on Sunday night. In addition to 2 others were killed during a protest in western Iran late Saturday. From another aspect, on Sunday, Iran blocked access to Instagram and Telegram used by activists to organize. In relation to the context, President Hassan Rouhani said on Monday that the Iranian people would respond to raiders and lawbreakers protesting around the country in recent days. Rouhani said our nation will deal with this minority who chant slogans against the law and people's wishes and insult the sanctities and values of the revolution. He added criticism and protest are an opportunity, not a threat. The nation will themselves respond to the raiders and lawbreakers. On to the Syrian profile. Airstrikes on one of the last villages still held by the Islamic State group in eastern Syria killed 12 civilians, including 4 children. The Syrian Observatory for Human Rights said on Monday the strikes were carried out late Sunday on the village of Susa in Deir ez-Zor province. It added 12 civilians from the same family, including 4 children, were killed. It also said the strikes were likely conducted by the US-led coalition that launched air raids against IS in Syria and Iraq in 2014. On the other side of the world, Costa Rican investigators are looking into what caused the charter aircraft to crash in woods in the country's northwest soon after takeoff, killing the 10 U.S. citizens and 2 local crew members on board. Officials said on Sunday evening that they were still seeking to establish the names of the Americans who died when the plane went down at midday in Guanacaste. At a news conference, Director of Costa Rica Civil Aviation said the Nature Air charter flight crashed shortly after taking off just after noon Sunday from Punta Isleta on a planned flight to the capital of San Jose, adding that investigators were looking into causes. On the other side, North Korean leader Kim Jong-un said on Monday that the United States should be aware that his country's nuclear forces are now a reality, not a threat. Kim said in his customary annual address that his country had achieved the historic feat of completing its nuclear forces, and added that the entire area of the U.S. mainland is within our nuclear strike range. However, he struck a conciliatory tone in his New Year's address, wishing success for the Winter Olympics set to begin in South Korea in February, and suggesting the North may send a delegation to participate. Meanwhile, South Korean authorities have seized the Panama-flagged oil tanker suspected of evading international sanctions by trading with North Korea. An official from South Korea's foreign ministry said the 5,100-ton Coptic and its crew members were being held at Pyeongtaek-Daejeon port on the country's west coast amid an inspection over supposed North Korea-related activity. The ministry also said the lighthouse Winmore is believed to have transferred about 600 tons of refined petroleum products to the North Korean ship in international waters in the East China Sea. On the other hand, the official from Pyeongtaek confirmed that the vessel had been disallowed from leaving the port since December 21st. I'm going to our sports news, where number 1 Simona Halep swayed to the side American Nicole Gibbs, while Maria Sharapova was flawless in her straight sets victory over Romania's Mihaela Buzărinescu in the opening round of the Shenzhen Open on Monday. Hulk, who sealed a 6-4, 6-1 victory, struck 3 eights and fired 12 winners and was at her aggressive best to set up a second-round clash with China's Duan Yingying. Meanwhile, 5 times major winner Sharapova hit 18 winners and needed an hour and 22 minutes to dispatch the seasoned Buzarinescu 6-3, 6-0 for a winning start to the year, and she next faces 2017 runner-up Alison Risk. And finally, weather news. Bone-chilling cold gripped the middle of the U.S. as 2018 began Monday, breaking a low temperature record, icing some New Year's celebrations. The National Weather Service issued wind chill advisories covering a vast area from South Texas all the way to Canada and from Montana and Wyoming in the west through New England to the northern tip of Maine. Dangerously low temperatures enveloped 8 Midwest states, including parts of Kansas, Missouri, Illinois, and Nebraska, along with nearly all of Iowa, Minnesota, South Dakota, and North Dakota. The Weather Service also said a temperature of 15 below zero was recorded in Omaha before midnight Sunday. And before ending our news, let's take another look at the most important headlines for today. Iran State TV reports 12 killed in protests and attacks on security. North Korea's leader says U.S. should know North Korean nuclear force a reality. And we reach the end of our News-Stat Bulletin for today. Thank you for joining us. See you tomorrow in a new bulletin, and Happy New Year.